Hello and welcome to the Ladies' Room. I'm your host, Judy McDowell, and today I have one of my favorite guests, Jeanne Cuddy-Peretz, with me. She is an amazing private chef, a food stylist, a lifetime stylist, a blogger, and now she has a fantastic new website, Jeanne Journal, Jeanne, journal.com, that gives you all kinds of tips and recipes, and it's all about beautiful living, life experiences, and anything meaningful and beautiful in your life. Tell me about that, Jeanne.
Thanks for having me. It's been a while.
Oh, yeah, that's been a while.
So the three things, as I was trying for quite a long time to figure out what I was going to blog about, I thought there are three things that I just couldn't not live with, and that is anything regarding food. So whether it's delicious or an ingredient or cooking technique, beautiful living really is aesthetics. So it's about seeing something that you wouldn't naturally see, whether it's in nature or it's, someone's art or, a beautiful plated dish, making it even better and better. And then meaningful experiences are everything's made better when there's some meaning behind it.
I've been going to your food demonstrations for 10 years now. They're always so much fun. I always learn so much. Everything's so delicious. You've done them at Wolfer. You've done them at Loaves and Fishes for years. And now you just did an event at someone's house where you did what we're doing today, Buddha bowls.
Yes.
So that
it was a women's
exciting.
group, and they did a yoga class first, and then I did a demo for about an hour on making various parts of this. And then they made their own. It was a nice bar, similar to this, of make your own ingredients.
For a Buddha bowl.
For Buddha bowls. And we did teas, which we'll be doing later, from Plain Tea in Southampton.
Is Plain Tea a new company?
Not terribly new. I actually don't know. Is it 5, 7, 8 years maybe?
And you did like a lotus blossom tea or some kind of a blossom tea?
It was a lychee blossom.
Lychee blossom.
In a goblet, a wine glass, and it's a lower temperature, 190 degrees. You boil the water to, and then pour it in and it unfolds. It starts as a bud.
So it is like a lotus blossom.
Yeah, and then you just, as soon as it gets to temperature that you're comfortable with, you drink it and you keep the blossom in there, and that was a really nice starter.
Is the blossom inedible?
It probably is, but I'm sure it's fibrous.
I wonder if it's like morning glories.
Oh, no.
Today we're doing rooibos maracuja.
I think that's it. Yes, very good pronunciation.
So what things do we have here?
So we're starting with, the thing with Buddha bowls is oftentimes they're vegan, so it's no animal protein. We have, our proteins are, we're doing chickpeas, which are here. We've got some papitas, some pumpkin seeds, sesame seeds, and I think that's really our proteins. Yeah. Oh, excuse me, quinoa. So it's a grain and a protein in this case.
Quinoa is a great protein.
It's great. It's highest in fiber. It's an ancient grain. Highest in protein. It's an ancient grain. Great texture as well. We have wild rice mixed, all different greens.
So wild rice takes a while to cook, right?
It's under an hour, but over 45 minutes.
Right, so that's a little bit more of a commitment. Yeah. But quinoa will cook in like 20 minutes.
Well, actually, I boil it. It's 9 minutes, really. 9 minutes. You bring it to a boil, salt the water, put it in.
So easy and so delicious.
And one tip I would say is to put it, once you strain it, lay it out in a sheet tray.
Really?
Yeah, because it would cool quicker instead of getting...
Well, we usually eat it hot, so we let it sit and then fluff it with a fork. And And it gets that little curly thing. And so is it a seed or a...
It is a seed, yeah.
So different from rice.
Correct.
And that's why it's protein.
Correct.
And so what other things are we doing?
So what we've got is, the name is escaping me. It's
butternut squash?
No, it's a cabernet squash. The name's wrong.
There's so many squashes
There's so many.
now.
It looks like a whole. It looks like an acorn squash, but it's got the colors and stripes like the delicata, the long thin one.
Okay.
It tastes like a delicata.
But do you have to peel it before you cook it?
No, you just really scrub it well.
Because it doesn't look like so the peel is all those striped colors.
Yes.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Cool.
And this is a parsnips, which I've cut sort of more bite-sized pieces. And it's got some coriander, some fennel ground, freshly toasted, some Aleppo pepper, which is also a really great pepper.
Pepper.
It has
Never
some
heard
heat,
of it,
but
it's chili.
Yeah, yeah.
Not as hot as cayenne.
Not as hot,
flavor?
but more flavor, exactly. But it is really nice. And we're going to shave some fennel, and we're going to slice some cabbage, and you're going to cut some avocado.
Oh, yes.
And that will be, and I'll, in the same time, I'll be sauteing some spices into that.
And you're using a mandolin.
Yes, I am.
We have to warn people about mandolins.
Yeah, they're very, very dangerous in the sense that you really have to practice with them because they're sharp.
Well, and now when you buy them, they come with like a cup that you can put this in, and then so your hand doesn't get near it.
They do always have those. I'm actually, you'll see I'm doing it from a distance. I'm not going that close.
Yeah.
I'd rather waste a little bit than to get too close to cut myself.
Right. So
I can show you right now.
I was doing my hair, and Jennifer came to the bathroom door, and I had been talking about your show and the mandolin, and I was going to get a mandolin, but this was a couple of weeks later. So Jennifer said, "Oh, Mom, my friend Jessie cut her hand really badly on a mandolin." And I thought she was talking about a musical instrument. And I was like, "What? How?" And Jennifer looked at me like I was from the moon, because I had just like weeks before been saying, "Now I got this mandolin, but you have to be really careful because it's really sharp," because they're really sharp.
They are really sharp.
Yeah, so you have to be really careful. But boy, did they do the job, and quickly.
Yes, and that
really
even
cool.
might even do a
Wow,
little
look
thinner
how
than
thin
that.
that is.
Yeah, let's do a little thinner.
Yeah. So mine came with a bunch of attachments and all kinds of different, but I always, like when we're doing a stir fry, somehow it seems faster to just, I'll just chop the stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think it's about having different variety of texture.
Yeah.
And this you can get paper thin, and it's really nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Beautiful. I have to start using it more. So I'm curious. Is there like a Tao of slicing vegetables? Like I noticed that like Zen chefs, when they slice carrots, they slice them kind of, and they don't just chop them like in circles. They kind of slice them on an angle. Is that like, does that make it easier to chop them, or is there a certain way, or it doesn't matter at all?
I wouldn't necessarily say that I think the angle is usually for decorative purposes. Is that?
Somebody's phone is buzzing, but we have phones. Our phones, just like a theater, we turn our phones off.
Oh, maybe that's mine. Okay, so in this case, in some cases, you also want to change it because then you get to see what you're getting, and it might want,
and the beauty of it.
Yeah, and it might.
They're beautiful.
You might want it a little different. Like that's a little larger pieces. So I'm gonna do it this way now.
Okay.
And we'll see what we're getting.
To start cutting an avocado because I think you want avocado for your platter.
Yes. Okay.
So, delicious food, beautiful living, and meaningful experiences. So, we're talking about the delicious food and doing the delicious food. Beautiful living. What do you do? On your blog, do you give tips about decorating tips, or just living in a way that brings beauty into your life, like walking on the beach? I mean, what? Well,
it's both, actually. Yes, I might show a floral arrangement, and it's something, for instance, that was a week old and half of it died, but half of it was still there. How to sort of revive that and put them in different vases, and just to kind of change the environment in the house, and just think of things that it doesn't have to, something just doesn't be plopped down. Yeah, there's some balance. So I show those types of things, but it wouldn't not be decorating, but it's also just the idea of, creating maybe a little shrine or altar of devotional things that you like in your life. And
if you're going to meditate, have that
exactly
in front of that.
Your camera, your little sculptures, or whatever it is that suits you. The other thing, just with meaningful experiences, it's, doing things shared is so important. And, we've done a lot of fun things together. It's doing it with people. It's when you least expect it. You taking a walk on the beach.
Be spontaneous.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day. Call a friend and say, "Hey, let's go to the ocean," or the nature trails.
Yes.
The nature trails are spectacular out here, and they're wide enough that you don't have to worry about ticks.
And Judy, we have taken our summer swims which is just
you and
a
I
blast.
In the ocean.
I giggle like a child.
Yep. Bouncing in those waves, it is the best.
So, so yeah, that's beautiful living will be all of the above.
And so, on your blog, do you tell stories? Do you have other people write in? Oh, I loved your recipe, and I did this or that. I mean, what do you? And boy, it must take time.
It does take, yeah, it does. It's more than I ever imagined, but it's all great fun. I've learned a lot. I've learned video editing and shooting. It's all.
You've learned video editing. Where did you learn that?
Well, I have the person that helped or designed the website for me. His name is Ted Delano, and his business is drawing a blank of his business name. That's weird.
Well,
anyway,
he taught you. It'll come
yes,
to you.
He taught. We shot together at first some of the stories at the beginning and some editing, and you just have to do tutorials and talk to people and so on.
This show is not edited. This is like what you see is what you get,
which is great too. Because that's a whole other process.
But I had a guest on who was a physical therapist, and he was a golfer, and he did a lot of physical therapy for golf, and it was kind of a boring show, and he had kind of run out of things to say, and I remembered like an old golf joke. And I launched into this joke, and when I got to the part
a little hot.
Where you get to the punchline, I remembered the punchline, but couldn't remember the bridge to get to the punchline. It was terrible. And here I was, basically live TV, unedited. It was pretty funny. But the punchline, the punchline made it work. But still, now I know that punchline, believe me.
Or you usually tell the joke.
No, I don't tell jokes usually on the show. No, but that show needed something. So tell me what you're putting in. So these are chickpeas.
So this is a nice way to add spices to this meal in particular. Right now, the only spices we really have is in the parsnips.
Okay, so what spices are going into those
there's
chickpeas?
Turmeric, there's a smoked paprika, oregano, and chili. So we'll add some real flavor.
Chili, so dried oregano.
Yeah, dried chili, salt and pepper. And I'm going to
and the
grate the zest of...
Is it a zest of lemon?
A zest of lemon, and we can squeeze some in too.
Okay.
Olive oil.
Okay.
And we'll be done.
So that's the turmeric.
Oh, you're looking for that?
But the pepper, what kind of pepper was it?
This is chili.
Chili powder.
Yes,
chili powder.
Yes.
Oh, it's dark. I'm going to do this now.
So you just want to kind of really cook it until they're cooked through. This is primarily room temperature. So this could be cool to room temperature, but you're cooking here to get the spices cooked, so it's not a raw flavor of spice.
Okay.
And it just takes a little bit. And I'll add some lemon juice on. It's also nice to have this pre-done.
Okay.
Okay, and we'll get some.
These are parts we're not using?
Yep.
Okay.
Done.
Tell me when I need to start burling up the tea.
Okay, why don't you do that?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put the pot on. So are you shooting all the photographs for your website?
I am. And thus far, it has just been for my iPhone 6
Uh-huh.
Plus. It's been a really fun experience because, we all have had cameras before, big cameras, and you slept
big
them
cameras
around.
with lenses and
yes.
Yeah. No.
So this is a breeze, and it's fun.
Yeah.
And I have tripods and other tools
But
that
you had last I looked at your website, you had the ocean rolling and Now, can you do that on your iPhone, or does your guy that?
No, I don't know. You can't do any
Because you
of that.
can do little videos. Because I did a pan of Georgia Beach one day when there was such a heavy. Suddenly a storm came up, and on the horizon there were these black clouds that literally looked like a black mountain range, and I was blown away. And I thought, "Ooh, I'm just going to do a pan." And then when I looked at it, it actually had the ocean moving. So you can.
Well, you can, but I think the thing with the ocean moving, it really looks like a photograph, but he was able through coding, Ted did this, made by...
His name is Ted.
Ted Delano, made by C. Made by C is his business name. So that I don't think you can do on the iPad.
Oh, okay.
You can create a video, certainly, and you can edit it to a certain point.
Cool.
So.
Cool. Is that, did I slice those? Yeah, they're all sliced.
They're good. And we might want to just add, I've got fresh water here. We'll just add a little water to here.
Okay.
It smells awfully.
So oregano, the Aleppo pepper,
actually,
the Aleppo
I
chili.
didn't add Aleppo to this. I added the chili powder, smoked paprika.
Smoked paprika, oregano, some salt and pepper.
And I think we had 4 things. Turmeric.
So no garlic at all in any of these things.
There could be. I just, haven't done it here.
People, if they're having lunch and hanging out with other people, they don't particularly want to.
So I think we're
garlic. Ooh, I love it when chefs do that.
Yeah.
I don't think I would be good at it.
All right.
So, I guess I should test the temperature of the water.
Do that.
Let's see. 195 degrees we need.
Yes.
For the Rooibos Maracuja. Yes. Okay. Whoa. I think it might be hotter. Oh, it went to 211. So I should let it cool off a little? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We'll let it cool off.
When that's ready, we'll be good.
And do most teas have to be at 195 degrees?
I think if you go to their site, Plain Tea, they will tell you I think something more delicate. It doesn't, you don't want to get too hot, but it has to get to a certain temperature.
So it steeps. Yeah. And you steep it for 5 minutes.
Yeah, some is 3. So it really depends if you're,
And this is a very full-bodied tea from South Africa, right?
Yes.
It's delicious.
Yeah.
They serve it at Nick and Tony's.
Yes, that's right.
In those little pots.
Yeah.
In those little pots.
I love those pots. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
wow, this
what
is
we've got.
Beautiful. So we can start making our bowls. All of these beautiful bowls are from Loaves and Fishes. Yay.
They had given us these. And so I'll just finish this off by putting it here.
So what future projects are you planning?
Well, I have, I'm trying to do 2 stories a month over the winter months, so it's 2 blog posts. And, I hope to maybe add some interviews with other people, design, food.
So people should contact you on JeanneJournal.com?
Sure.
Jeanne Journal.
I love some collaborations.
JeanneJournal.com. JeanneJournal.com. It is very beautiful. I love the recipes too. Oh, and for the new year, are you going to share one of your secret recipes?
I actually will do that this month. Oh, actually, sorry. Yes, I will be doing that.
Coming up soon. Yes. Coming soon.
My chocolate peanut butter ganache brownie.
Oh my God, they're amazing. And every brownie can feed 8 people.
It's 12. Because it's 12 squares pre-cut into 12 squares. But this time of year, I make a lot, and we sell them and give the profits to charity. So there's a couple things. And my husband Shimon, as you know, is my major sales force. He's just like, I need 20 more, and he's got his. So it's fun. It's fun, and it's really nice.
And it's going to be hard for people to make them. And is it just peanut butter out of a jar on the top?
No,
and then the ganache?
It's a confectioner's sugar, butter, and peanut butter. So it's certain consistencies. It's not too soft. It's not too hard. And then the ganache is the same, because once you spread the ganache, which you can see on my website, there's a video.
Right.
Once you spread it, you need it to chill enough, because I wrap it in cellophane.
Right.
And you don't want it to peel off.
So there's that fine art. Yes. Made pretty Christmas presents.
Yeah.
And you showed how to wrap them and everything. That was great. So should we start assembling some bowls?
Absolutely. Should we bring it forward? Do you think?
So do you want people to contact you and share stories with you? And what kind of stories do you want to share?
That could be fun. I mean, I now accept comments on my blog, which I hadn't done before. So that I thought perhaps people would say something like, I experienced this related to this story, or I made that recipe and it was fun.
Or would you come to my house and do an event? Or I'm a photographer and I'd love to come and go with you on a photo journey.
Yes. And
if you'll feature me on your website.
Yeah.
Because it could be a interactive, collaborative, and to promote the young artists out here.
Yeah. I have two things besides the blog. I have how to work with me, and there's several things, whether it's cooking demonstrations or private chefing or classes. I like to do in-home classes, and they're fun. They're like dinner party classes where people are eating as they're finishing recipes and so on. They do wine pairing with that often, and otherwise it's about Jeanne and sort of how everything I've just told you.
You've been doing this for a long time, and you're really good at it.
Thanks, Jude. Thank you.
Well, let's start putting these together.
Yes. You want to grab the bowls over here?
Yeah.
And let's just test. I think we're probably right there.
Oh,
perfect.
We are right there. So, so I've measured out 4 teaspoons of tea.
Right.
And now we have to steep it. We have we have exactly 5 minutes and 13 seconds.
Great. So we can toast.
Yeah. So it should, oh, I can smell it already. Delish.
So I will just turn these around. And so besides that, our papitas, this is our sesame seeds that are toasted.
I'm going to turn
tricolor quinoa.
Turn the timer on so we steep our tea the right amount of time. Okay.
And we also have 2 dressings. We have a red pepper dressing with cilantro and lemon juice, and there's some paprika in here. And then there's just a standard vinaigrette, a mustard vinaigrette. Oh, I have them 2 places. I really want to give them out.
Yeah, you're really into this. So black and white sesame seeds?
Yes.
Do you toast these ahead of time?
Yes.
You do?
Yep.
And the pepitas, do you toast them ahead of time?
Yeah.
Do you put any oil in the pan, or you just toast them in a dry pan?
Yes, I do. I put a little oil. I put it in the oven, actually. So salt, pepper, and until they start popping a little bit.
And what is this?
So that's fennel. That's freshly toasted and ground. Versus
toasted. So do you slice it in a mandolin and then toast it?
No, the seeds I toast in a sauté pan. Yeah. Yeah, right. Exactly. Different fennels.
And they're just like a coffee grinder, you grind them?
That is
cilantro?
That's store-bought ground coriander. Versus
which is
the fresh
cilantro.
Yes.
Same thing.
It's the seed.
But it's the seed.
Right. And then
and this is?
That's the same thing, but fresh toasted and ground.
Wow.
Big difference.
Wow, yeah, really. It's sweeter,
it's
right?
It's so worthwhile
to toast
and grind your own.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where do you get these little jars?
Oh, I don't know where I got them.
Adorable.
Yeah, they're sweet.
Yeah. So, well, come on. Let's get going.
Here's your bowl.
There's your bowl.
You can start from any direction you'd like.
I think I'm going to start with some wild rice, which I hardly ever get because I'm too lazy to cook for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And quinoa underneath, right?
Quinoa, however you like. In fact, I always love taking pictures of people's bowls.
I'm going to trade places with you.
They're really quite creative, and they all, people take what they need, whether it's a lot of lettuce or a lot of grains or veg.
Yeah, I'm going to have my salad after I have all these delicious things. This squash is so pretty. And what is the name of it again?
Cabriolet, I think. I'm sorry,
I went to the store the other day, and there were like 5 different kinds of squashes. Acorn, I know. Butternut, I know. The summer squash, the yellow one, I don't care for. My mother always boiled it, and it was just
not fun.
Not fun. Making a mess here.
Nope.
So fennel, little fennel.
I'll borrow this.
Okay. And the cilantro dressing?
Yeah, it's red pepper and cilantro, yes.
Red pepper and cilantro.
This is nice.
Yay.
Oh, and you know what? I didn't mention, I pickled the carrots.
Oh, how do you pickle carrots?
It's a vinegar mixture with some little sweetener. I use honey, but you could use sugar, and then you flavor it. So there's what do you have? A bay leaf. We've got actually fennel in there as well. Kind of a nice.
Yum! Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, babe.
Buddha bowl. So
How are we
people,
doing? We've got
got to
another
do
minute
this
on
at
that.
home.
Cheers.
Pretty easy to do. Cheers. We're going to eat. You can watch us eat. Oh my God. The chickpeas.
Yes, I didn't get that.
Incredible. Do you make hummus a lot?
I do. And the leftover of these, to make them with a flavored chickpea, is really delicious.
And you just throw some garlic in and oil and
Garlic and tahini.
tahini, right?
And yeah, salt, pepper, and lemon juice, lemon zest. I use lemon zest in there as well. And olive oil.
All right. Well, I think it's time to pour some tea, even though the timer.
Oh, there we go. Just about there.
Yep. Seconds to go. Okay. Rooibos. Narajuga. Okay, Jeanne.
Cheers.
Well, we are in December now,
Thank you.
and these are great ideas for the new year. Jeanne Journal, JeanneJournal.com.
Thank you. Yes.
Tune in.
Happy holidays.
And
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy. Have a great 2017. 2016 was a corker. So cheers to a great new year. Thank you so much for coming.
Welcome. Thank you.
And
Thanks,
thank
Rose
you
and Fishes.
so much for watching. Please check out JeanneJournal.com. And ladies, remember to give yourself lots of room. Room for love, room for fun, room to grow, and room to glow. And if you eat food like this, you will be glowing big time. And you make people glow.
Thank you, Judy. You do too.
Yeah, I think it's reflection off your face that makes people glow.
Breathe in.